Night Rider Cafe family. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this episode upload. This is just going to be a real quick conversation. I just want to talk about my hair. And I know I'm not the only one that has experienced this, especially if you are a black person, a person of color that has a kinkier texture type of hair. Why the fuck does our mothers most of the times, and mind you, I'm an island girl, I feel like it's a stigma towards us in our natural state. And I'm free forming. This is what, Americans like to call it. But really and truly, I'm just not teeing up, and I'm not retwisting. I'm not even parted off my hair. It's just the locks are just forming in my head, and I'm embracing it. I feel like my hair's wanted to lock up for a long time. Since I've been in Scotland, I've always got knots, and I used to comb them out, detangleize them, and flat brush my hair. And then my hair started breaking off. Then I was like, forget it, and I left it alone for a long time. And then I, relaxed it again. But the last relaxer was about probably 5 months ago, and I've came to the conclusion I'm leaving my hair alone. I'm gonna let it do what it wants to do. Now, this isn't my first time going natural. I'm usually semi-natural, meaning I don't relax my hair, I don't press my hair that often, so it's still got like a little kink to it. Since I was a little girl, I haven't had relaxers regularly. Well, high school, but embracing my natural self. And why is that such a challenge for other black women, and especially coming from older black women? My mom, she's a baby boomer. She's 67, I believe she's going, or 66. I'm not too sure, but she's retired, right? But it's like, why is it that you have an issue with how I look in my natural state? Now, we come from a country where majority of people are natural. Natural hair, natural, not too much makeup, right? And when I say natural hair, I don't mean relaxers. I don't mean weaves, but I do mean like their own hair. Not too many people wear weaves, not too many people wear wigs. It's gotten more popular due to, the trends and becoming more worldly. But really and truly, wig wearing and weave wearing isn't something that is typical every Bermudian girl is gonna do. No, majority of them won't do it. But I've noticed, like, since I'm not, my mommy always has something negative to say about my hair. Now, I'm gonna show you at the end of this video what my hair looks like. And don't get me wrong, like, it's at that stage. And everybody that knows, anybody that's growing locks or have growing locks, especially like free locks, it's always go through a weird stage. But why do we constantly think that for us to be still seen as pretty, because she made this comment, you're such a pretty girl, why are you doing that to your hair? We have to be neat, or we have to look what is far enough from us naturally. We have to strive for that, and that is still the standard of beauty. Because if I was to relax my hair, if I was to comb up my hair and relax it, my hair would be quite long. But the knotting process is going to make my hair shrink, and I'm comfortable with that. That don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But why do we, as black women, subject our daughters to this treatment of what we should look like? And I'm noticing it that more than outside society, we as black women, we as women as a whole, are very critical of how we appear. And we often judge ourselves, and we often hold ourselves in these boxes before any man says anything to us. A lot of the times, our impressions of our body often come from other women. Being a young girl, I remember when I started getting ass, And I did not realize my body had changed, but my sister was like, oh my gosh, Weezy, like your fucking thighs rub. I was in middle school. I didn't freaking know that I had back off. Like I didn't know I had a butty. Like I didn't even think like that, right? And then when I went to school, I started noticing, this is when I started noticing people, boys, looking at me like that. Like I thought it was just because I was cute, but no, they're looking at my bum. And yeah, like I think we as women need to stop being honest about how we as women put pressure on ourselves and on other women to look a certain way. Even with this whole BBL trend, like, is that even something that men really like? I think men do enjoy fat asses. I do think men like, nice breasts. Not saying that every man likes the same thing, but we as women, we hold ourselves to an account that don't even really seem like men hold us. Because if you look at half the time who they're fucking some bitch that don't even, whoa, what are we doing? And we're killing ourselves for this, right? Because like I said, I'm anorexic. Sorry, I'm bulimic. I've struggled with bulimia for a long time. I don't do it as much as I used to, but yeah, I felt like I was getting fat. And I will go throw it up if I feel like I ate too much. And I'm not saying that to encourage people to live this way, but that's how it is. And I think for us as women, like to really heal ourselves, we have to start being honest with ourselves about the conversations that we have with each other women, and how that has negatively impacted us on how we view ourselves and what our standards we believe to be beautiful are. I just wanted to hop on here real quick to discuss this. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Just share your thoughts, because I know I can't be the only one that has felt. It's been my mom, it's been teachers, it's been other women that have made me feel some type of way about my body, and me standing out because I have bum. And then when I lost my bum because I got hips, where you asking? It went to my hips. Like what the? It went to the hips and it went to the front. Like what you want me to say? It ain't nothing I could do about that. But it's always been a woman that made me feel insecure about my body. And it always was a man to reaffirm that I'm beautiful. And girl off. Know what I'll do to you. And I'm not saying that it was always positive interactions with a man, but until I got into those abusive relationships, I always thought I was a fly chick coming from man. Like, the interactions that I had from man. But negative impacts on my body and how I thought about myself, definitely from women. So like I said, like, share, subscribe, please comment. Let's have this discussion. It's time that we start healing. Remember, be the light, move light, and you'll always be lit. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Night Rider Cafe. Enjoy.
Okay, so I'm sure we all heard about that girl that says you're a tramp on Ogar if you're not spending at least £1,000 maintaining your beauty. And I feel like this really showcases the new standard we're seeing for black girls in the UK. I feel like there's this new standard where if you're not wearing those lace frontal wigs, if you're not having your edges done, if you're not wearing those big lashes and you're not having your nails done and everything, then, as this girl's saying, you're a tramp and an ogre. Now, I've been feeling the pressure myself. I just went to year 12, I've just started it, and I'm 16. So obviously, you would expect me to kind of know how to do makeup. I mean, even my mum is pressuring me, like, why are you not knowing how to do your brows like all the other black girls, things like that. I just can't do makeup for the life of me. I've tried for years and I suck at it. I don't know why. But it's not just that, but I just don't feel like that's my vibe, wearing a lot of makeup and things like that. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But I feel like there's an immense pressure to look like that. When I joined my new school, the majority of black girls there had that kind of style. The wigs and the big lashes and everything. And I feel like because I didn't look like that, I literally go to school like this. Like I don't really, because I don't really know how to do makeup, I don't really do much. And I feel like those girls kind of look down on me. I get like very side-eye glances and everything. I feel like maybe it's because it doesn't make me look as pretty as them. I don't know. But I really do feel like nowadays, if you're not having the wigs and everything, then you're not really seen on the same level as these other girls. You're kind of looked down upon. I mean, every single one of my cousins, my older ones, they're like 18, 20s, above, stuff like that. They all have this kind of same style. And I'm not even gonna lie, they all look the same. Obviously related, but in terms of the way they do their makeup and the hair they use and everything, it's the exact same thing. And I remember one time they told me, don't worry, you're gonna have your glow up in a few years, like you'll be fine. And I feel like personally the reason they're saying that is because I don't know how to do makeup yet. And things like that. I haven't got to that point. And I just feel like it's just this really big pressure to have to kind of look like the UK black girl makeup look or whatever this whole thing is. Like, I'm telling, from my point of view, I'm seeing every single black girl with the same look and the same straight black frontal wig. And I'm not saying anything bad about wearing wigs. That is cool if you're wearing these wigs. But I do feel like there's this kind of thing where you're expected to look like that now. You're expected to start wearing these wigs. Most of my life I've been wearing braids. And it's only just now my mum's allowed me to wear like my real hair and then like a sew-in thing. But it's just a bit stressful. Like, can we stop with this whole new standard, please?